He called himself Simon Leviev, the son of a billionaire, a diamond heir, a man of wealth and mystery. But behind the designer suits and private jets was a master manipulator. This is the story of the Tinder swindler, the man who turned romance into one of the biggest online cons in history. It all began like a modern fairy tale. Cecilie Fjellhøy, a young woman from Norway, was looking for love on Tinder. She matched with a handsome man, Simon Leviev. His profile was dazzling: photos in private jets, luxury hotels, expensive watches, and yachts. He claimed to be the son of Lev Leviev, the king of diamonds, a real-life billionaire in the diamond industry. Simon was charming, articulate, and attentive. Their first date? A flight on a private jet to another country. He said he had to travel for business and wanted her to come along. Pause for Cecilie: it was a dream, the perfect man. But dreams, as she would soon learn, can turn into nightmares. Simon's life appeared flawless. He wore tailored suits, drove luxury cars, and dined at the best restaurants. He had security guards, assistants, and business meetings across Europe. Everything about him screamed rich. And yet, none of it was real. Simon was actually born Shimon Hayat in Israel, a man with a history of fraud and identity theft. By the time he met Cecilie, he'd already served time in Finland for defrauding several women. But he'd perfected his act. He didn't steal using force, he used romance. His victims weren't random, they were women looking for love. And love, as Simon knew, makes people vulnerable. After weeks of intense communication, constant calls, texts, and grand gestures, Simon told Cecilie he was in danger. He claimed his enemies in the diamond business were after him. He sent photos of his injured bodyguard, Peter, with blood on his shirt. He said his enemies had frozen his accounts, and that he needed help. Cecilie wanted to protect him. She loved him. So when Simon asked her to take out a credit card in her name and send him money, she agreed. First a few $1,000s. Then tens of thousands. Simon always promised to repay her, showing fake bank transfers and checks. But the money never came back. Pause instead, Simon was already using Cecilie's cash to impress his next victim. Simon's scam worked like a Ponzi scheme of love. He used money from one woman to fund dates, gifts, and private jets for another. Every photo of luxury, every expensive dinner, was paid for by someone's heartbreak. He had multiple girlfriends across Europe, each believing she was the one. Pernilla Sjöholm, a Swedish woman, thought Simon was her best friend and lover. Aline Charlotte, a Dutch woman, thought she was helping her boyfriend survive a crisis. When he said his enemies were closing in, he begged them for more cash. And they believed him, every time. Because by now, Simon had built a powerful illusion. He wasn't just a man, he was a brand of wealth, danger, and romance. But eventually, lies catch up. Cecilie began to notice inconsistencies. Bank transfers never arrived. Simon's stories didn't match. And his bodyguard injuries looked staged. She reached out to journalists, and that's when the investigation began. In 2019, VG, a Norwegian news outlet, uncovered the truth. Simon Leviev didn't exist. He was Shimon Hayat, a convicted conman on the run. When the story broke, it went viral. Women around the world recognized his face, realizing they'd been conned by the same man. The Tinder swindler was exposed. But catching him was another story. Interpol issued a warrant for his arrest. In 2019, Simon was finally caught in Greece, using a fake passport. He was extradited to Israel, but the outcome shocked everyone. He wasn't tried for the Tinder frauds, only for earlier crimes of forgery. He served just 5 months in prison. After release, Simon went straight back online, flaunting his wealth, posing with luxury cars, even offering business coaching on Instagram. Pause while his victims were left with debts totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars. Simon walked free. Cecilie, Pernilla, and Eileen turned their pain into purpose. They went public, sharing their stories in the 2022 Netflix documentary The Tinder Swindler. Their courage helped expose how easily digital romance can become digital crime. Simon, meanwhile, continues to claim his innocence, saying it was all consensual, that he never stole anything. He insists he's just a businessman who lives a flashy life. But for his victims, the damage runs deeper than money. It's about trust, love, and the realization that the person who made them feel safest was the one who destroyed them. Narrator, closing line, somber tone. In the end, the Tinder swindler didn't just steal hearts. He stole identities, dreams, and faith in love itself. Because sometimes, the most dangerous criminals don't break into your home. They slide into your DMs.